Good morning and welcome everyone to the Prestige Planner webinar series. My name is Patty Guglielmino and I am the Vice President of CBV and Hotel Partnerships at Prestige Global Meeting Source. Today we have Hilton with us, a brand of hotels and resorts that needs no introduction. With passion, vibrancy, and pride from the Hilton name, they work to make each and every event memorable. At Prestige, our goal is simple, helping you make your events the best they can be. Our site selection includes contract management, event services, conference management support, destination expertise, and cruise services. We advocate for our clients and in the process find mutually beneficial connections with our suppliers. We'll do the research so you can focus on the bigger picture. Contact us today to learn more about how Prestige can make your next event a success. A few housekeeping notes. The webinar will be recorded. Please be sure to mute your computer through the presentation. We'll be using a chat window for questions and answers will be provided at the conclusion of our presentation. I'm introducing and turning everything over now to Anissa Martin with Hilton.
Hello, everyone. I am Anissa Martin, Director of Intermediary Group Sales, your global sales partner with Hilton Hotels. And today we're happy to do an overview of our brands from the upper upscale and luxury categories. Our goal in this presentation is to help you discern just the right fit for your meeting occasion. You'll be getting a deep dive into Hilton Hotels Resorts by Leonard Goetz, our global brand leader, plus our newest full-service brand, Signia by Hilton, led by global brand leader Teddy Berlin, and last but not least, Megan Fitzgerald, global brand management for luxury, who will also be presenting today. She will provide an overview of our luxury portfolio, covering Waldorf Astoria Hotels and Resorts, LXR Hotels and Resorts, and Conrad Hotels and Resorts. The call will last about an hour, and we've timed it to allow for Q&A. For those that stay through the end of the call, we'll do a drawing afterward, and 3 lucky winners will receive a Be My Guest certificate to any hotel of your choice, anywhere in the world, inclusive of room and tax. So without further delay, Leonard, you're up.
Super, Nessa, Patty, thank you so much for the wonderful introductions and for inviting our team to speak to all of you today. It is my great pleasure today to walk you through a brief update on our brand called Hilton Hotels and Resorts that I'm sure many of you are already very, very familiar with. We are the brand that is the place where people come together for leisure, adventures, entertainment, meetings and events, and all the wonderful things that life has to offer. So I'm going to move us forward here. And first of all, we'd like to provide everyone a little bit of a brand update in terms of where we are. And I want to just quickly check with my team. Did the slide move forward, Vanessa? Did it say brand context? Okay, perfect. Yes, just wanted to make sure technology is working. So from a global perspective, Hilton Hotels and Resorts, we are now located in 97 countries. We have 605 hotels trading. And look, this is a brand that's 105 years young, and we're excited about the next 100 years ahead of us. In many ways, this brand has defined the hospitality industry. This year alone, we opened 22 Hiltons in 15 countries, and we're very excited this year. We'll be entering our 100th country in the world, which will likely be in the country of Kosovo over in Europe. And we also have another 165 in the pipeline. These are some tremendous, wonderful resorts, but also some wonderful meetings and events hotels, such as the one you see on the right-hand side in Norfolk, Virginia. The concept is pretty straightforward. We are a upscale, upper upscale, full service brand. So think of the likes of Westin, Marriott, Hyatt, Omni, etc. But the way we think about ourselves is around 3 key areas. And when we talk to our meeting planners and customers, these are areas that we know they appreciate about our brands as well. Number one, Hilton Hotels and Resorts is known as one of the most recognized and trusted brands in global hospitality. And that is something we're taking very seriously to ensure we can continue to deliver on that mission. We're the place, as I mentioned, where people gather for significant moments, whether it's life moments or meetings and events. And the way we activate and program our brand is through activated food and drink experiences, a wide array of on-site products, services, and amenities. And as you know, our hotels are usually larger in size. So with that come a variety of options where guests can get what they want, how they want, and when they want. We've had a great year this year in terms of how deliver on these. This year, or 2023, we were ranked for 8 years in a row now as the #1 most valuable brand in the industry, #1 brand for business travelers, and our amazing teams around the world. We've received over 50 market level awards, whether it's Condé Nast, Travel Leisure, Travel Nord, and many others around the world. As you think about our customer base, as you can imagine, close to 100 countries, 605 hotels and resorts around the world. We cater to many different trip occasions and customer types. But when you look at what our customers seek and most appreciate, it usually falls into 3 areas. Modern and unique designs, really elevated levels of product, those premium level products that customer appreciate. A real energetic, vibrant social scene where people can gather. And it's not just our customers, it's a lot of our local communities. And a place where people can just truly be at their best and feel like they're making the right decisions, the best decisions, especially for those very special moments. And when we deliver on that, I want to make sure our guests feel truly just connected, invigorated, inspired, but from a hospitality perspective, truly appreciated, recognized, and welcomed, no matter who our customer is and no matter where in the world they are. As we think about what makes Hilton different, we often think about this with all of our teams around the world of how do we, #1, maintain our commitment to being the most trusted global leader in the world, but truly delivering a stay that no matter where in the world is reliable, is friendly. And with our distribution, when we can do that, we inspire travel to places that people normally wouldn't go to explore those new destinations and to book their meetings and events at places that are maybe not off the beaten path. And the way we kind of deliver all of this to life is through a couple of areas. #1, because of our distribution, our Hiltons are truly located as on the world's most desired locations, whether these are resort or top urban destinations, but truly you can count on A+ locations all around the world, which by the way includes some phenomenal airport locations that we have. We have over 65 airport hotels around the world. We're spending a lot of time with our design team to ensure whether it's our new Hiltons or our Hiltons that we're renovating, which we're renovating a lot of them. I just recently got a call on a Hilton in Park Lane, beautiful renovation. But if you look at our newly built and renovated Hiltons, really dynamic spaces, inspiring design, truly the place to be seen and a place to be. Brought to you with energizing bars and restaurants, which are truly the place to be. But not just bars and restaurants. We've spent a lot of time focusing on high quality grab and goes. We spend a lot of time studying how people like to consume and work and interact and bring work and life together. And high quality grab and go bars, those Starbucks coffee shops, kind of that coffee experience is very important to our customers as well. And lastly, all of this brought to you with Hilton Hospitality. That is, our people is our superpower, and how we truly bring humanity and trusted personalized care to every interaction, to every single guest, and even our communities all around the world. And this is one of those long forgotten, right? We so often focus on product, service, great restaurants and bars, but it's truly the spirit of hospitality, of welcoming the world and serving the world that we're leaning into more than anything else. So from a little bit more practical perspective, look, Hilton's are full service hotels. So what can you count on? Our brand standards effectively says every Hilton needs to have large meeting spaces and ballroom spaces. We may have a couple of exceptions here and there, but largely our Hiltons have over 10,000 square feet meeting space. We covered talking about a great programming on food and beverage, 3-meal restaurants, grab and grow, lobby markets. And we're working on new products in terms of how we're innovating and elevating our executive lounges. And if you walk into the guest rooms, our guest rooms are those those consistent, highly reliable, but high quality products that you can count on from a design and comfort perspective, which includes high quality bedding, terry products, bulk bath amenities, where we're carefully balancing comfort, but also sustainability to ensure that we're catering not only to our travelers, but also to planet Earth. I wanted to share with you just a couple of quick examples as you're thinking about what are some of our latest and greatest Hiltons. I have 3 would love to share with you because a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. Last year, we opened a Hilton in Scottsdale, Arizona, in the Cavson area. Cavson is an area that is being developed to be one of the world's most highly appealing places for groups of meetings to be actually coming together. And there's a beautiful brand new Hilton that we have. So if you have a chance, definitely check it out. Caters greatly to leisure, business, but meetings and events travelers as well. Our second one is a recent conversion we've had. You may have been familiar with the Boston Park Plaza. It's a large hotel, 1,060 rooms, and this was one of the Hilton originals when Conrad had it back in the 1960s. And we are lucky to have it back in the system. This hotel recently went through a $100 million renovation, close to 65,000 square feet of meeting space, and just a wonderful, wonderful representation of where we're going with the brand around the world, and particularly here in the US. And then lastly, about 25% of our portfolio is made up of resorts. And one of the areas we'll be really concentrating on is creating elevated, high quality, all-inclusive resorts, particularly in the Caribbean, but truly around the world now. And one of the latest openings is our Tulum Riviera Maya all-inclusive Hilton Resort. If you haven't been, a wonderful representation of the new all-inclusive positioning that we have. So with my brief 10 minutes, I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about Hilton. We're very proud about where we are. We're highly enthusiastic about where we're going. Please continue to share feedback of what we can do better. And it is now my pleasure to pass it along to my good friend and colleague, Teddy, to help us cover Hilton Signia. So Teddy, over to you.
Thank you, Leonard. Can everybody hear me? I'm going to take that as a yes.
I can hear you, Teddy.
Okay,
so
perfect. Thank you, Leonard.
Good.
So as Leonard said, I want to start by saying thank you to everybody for joining this call. It's a real honor to be able to share a little bit about our brands with you, and for me personally, to be able to share more with you about Signia by Hilton, which, as Anissa said, is one of Hilton's newest brands. We launched at just around the time of the pandemic and have since seen really fantastic and exciting growth. We are positioned in between our full service and our higher end luxury brands, so positioned somewhat in the middle of Hilton Hotels and Resorts, which Leonard just gave an overview about, and Conrad Hotels and Resorts, which Megan will talk about in a little bit. We compete with brands such as JW Marriott, Grand Hyatt, and Intercontinental. We currently have a supply of 3 hotels and a pipeline of 5, and I am pleased to say that we are one of the fastest growing brands in the segment in the United States. We have signed more hotels since 2020 than any of our competitors. And at the end of the day, what Signia really is we are a portfolio of exceptional hotels in gateway cities and resort destinations. What we try and do and aim to do is to bring a really sophisticated, welcoming and vibrant ambiance to our guests in our public spaces, provide luxurious guest rooms, great food and beverage, all designed and tailored for the needs of today's global traveler, and build that on the foundation of what we refer to as the world's best meetings and events capabilities. And when I talk about the world's best meetings and events, that is something that we don't take lightly. We are a brand that was really, in many ways, in many aspects, originally built by meeting planners for meeting planners. So this brand was built with input and feedback from you, from your colleagues, to help determine what the experience really should be like. And so what we pride ourselves on doing is really expertly pairing the capabilities to host these world's best meetings and events, but to do that in a situation and in a circumstances of an exceptional exceptional hotel experience. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But effectively what that means is these hotels are going to stand alone. They are going to be built for discerning transient guests, whether that's business or leisure, for weekends or weekdays. And yet they are, as I mentioned, going to be built on that foundation of exceptional meetings and events, which means that for attendees, it is a fantastic experience, whether you're in the hotel restaurant in one of our luxurious guest rooms or in the meetings and events. Every part of the experience has been purpose built really to provide that sophisticated and exceptional experience. And in terms of our meetings and events capabilities and how we bring it to life, we are targeting sophisticated meeting and event planners. So people who really have a fine-tuned kind of an understanding need of what they're looking for as they put together meetings, whether that's big or small. We have the capabilities to host any size event, from a small executive board meeting to, a convention-sized group at one of our hotels. So how we bring that to life is through really inspiring spaces. We know that people don't want to meet in beige boxes anymore. So we have great design that's really engaging and meant to foster creativity and a sense of collaboration. Fantastic service that has been tailored, again, as we built this brand for meeting planners and their attendees. It's not only been tailored for our guests and attendees, but also for meeting planners. We have a number of programs in place specifically for you all to make the experience better for the meeting planners, to make sure that you all have what you need, whether that's on the day of the event or leading up to it. If you have a team with you, that your team has the ability to work very closely and collaboratively with our teams, whether that's through single points of contact, such as a finance or billing person, or whether that's, again, on the day of the event. We have a dedicated signature host for each meeting planner so that they have everything taken care of on the day of their big event. Food and beverage could not be more critical in today's world, whether that is, a bar or restaurant, or as Leonard mentioned, a grab and go. And that then extends into food and beverage and catering in our meetings and event spaces. So we like to pride ourselves on exceptional and experiential food and beverage. So that is really providing high quality food experiences that are visually appealing. You kind of eat with your eyes. They're experiential, so we can build in ways to keep people engaged. We want them to be Instagram worthy. We want them to be wow moments for our guests and to taste delicious at that. And then lastly, we have the technology and infrastructure to host the world's most demanding events, or very simple ones that could be held in a boardroom. So whether that's reliable Wi-Fi that's working always and very high speed, to the right rigging points and accessibility to technology, Signia's have all of the components that you need, again, to host what we like to refer to as the world's best meetings and events. In terms of how Signia feels different, it begins when you arrive at our hotels and even before you arrive, and the stunning architecture. When you walk into the lobbies, they feature dynamic, modern, open concept design. We have luxurious guest rooms featuring really, really high-end amenities such as Nest New York bath amenities, espresso coffee machines, luxury bedding and top-of-bed experiences, destination bars and restaurants, a critical component, as I mentioned, so important for today's guests. They want to eat in places that they want to go to, so they are really meant to be built for locals. They are destinations for the city or the locality that they're in, but our guests are, have the fortunate ability to be right on top of them when they're staying at the hotels. We already talked about the world's best meetings and events. Another component of our experience that we find really, really important is wellness and leisure offerings. So making sure that our guests, when they're at our hotels, can maintain their routine on the road or just be at their best. So what that means is, that can be working out in one of our state-of-the-art fitness centers. It could be in one of our Peloton guest rooms, depending on the property, in one of our spas. It could be taking advantage of, one of our resort style or rooftop pools, all the things so that you feel at your best when you're at the hotel. And then last, but as Leonard said, absolutely not least, is service. And our service, we approach with a mentality of being a step ahead. So making sure that we are out ahead of the needs of our very discerning guests and making sure that they have everything that they need many times before they even know that they need it. In terms of our services and amenities, I've mentioned many of these already, but chef-driven restaurants, signature restaurants will always be a component at Signia's. In-room dining, elevated markets featuring barista coffee, fresh made sandwiches and salads, state-of-the-art gyms with techno gym equipment. We made this a priority for the brand, also featuring Pelotons. All of our hotels, like all Hilton hotels, have Peloton bikes in the gyms, but we also have Peloton guest rooms in all of our hotels, great pools, meetings and events facilities, service, and then, as I mentioned, in-room amenities that we think are really top-notch. And one other component that I want to mention is Club Signia, which is our take on a private membership club experience, but delivered in a hotel setting. So that is a really dynamic experience delivered around a intimate private lounge, only available to paying customers for a premium, and offers exceptional amenities. So elevated components in guest rooms such as Dyson hair dryers, live cooking moments in the lounge, club style cocktail service, really just an elevated, sophisticated, and exclusive hotel within a hotel experience for our most discerning guests. And very quickly, I'm just going to walk us through our current properties. So Signia by Hilton Orlando Bonnet Creek was our first hotel, a wonderful resort in Florida adjacent to the Waldorf Astoria Orlando with 150,000 square feet of meeting space. They're just finalizing the addition of a second ballroom that will be attached to the property. Absolutely stunning, 8 food and beverage outlets, a wonderful property with a lazy river pool. Signia by Hilton Atlanta Georgia World Congress Center. This is our newest property, recently opened in the last few weeks, an absolutely stunning hotel. If you haven't heard of it or seen it in the trades, I would highly recommend you do everything you can to get down there. It is just stunning, 976 rooms, over 100,000 square feet of meeting space, including the Triumph Ballroom, which is the largest ballroom in the state of Georgia. The hotel features 8 food and beverage outlets, including a signature dining experience in our Italian restaurant Capolinea that is just second to none. Spa, fitness center, rooftop pools. This hotel has all the bells and whistles and is absolutely stunning. Can't wait for everyone to see it. And then Signia by Hilton Indianapolis. We just recently signed this deal and are very excited about this. We anticipate the hotel to open in the fall of 2026 with 800 rooms, a 50,000 square foot ballroom. It's attached to the convention center just down the street from the stadium. Will feature, again, signature food and beverage experiences, a sky bar and lounge, a Club Signia. It will have, similar to Atlanta, all of the bells and whistles, and we are thrilled for this hotel. Thank you all so much for allowing me the opportunity to chat with you a little bit about Signia by Hilton, and now I will turn it over to my good friend Megan.
Thank you so much, Teddy. And thank you, everyone. Just to echo Leonard and Teddy, it's wonderful to be here and to share with you some of our brands today. And I'm really happy to speak with you about our luxury brands. Our luxury category is made up of 3 award-winning brands, Waldorf Astoria, LXR, and Conrad. And together, these brands create a halo effect for our enterprise. Our portfolio collectively should reach 100 properties by 2025, and we're expected to double our growth over the next 5 to 10 years. So just to give you a sense of our scale and where we're going. We've really worked hard to reinforce distinctive positionings for these brands. Waldorf Astoria, which for this year, for the first time, took the #1 spot with J.D. Power in their luxury segment for guest satisfaction. This is our premier luxury brand with iconic hotels that are committed to delivering sincerely elegant service and once-in-a-lifetime experiences. LXR is our newest luxury brand that we launched in 2018, and it's a handpicked collection of independent and spirited properties that celebrate the timeless pursuit of personal adventure. And Conrad is our contemporary luxury brand. The brand creates a really seamless connection between bold design, impactful experiences, and purposeful service that is really refreshingly genuine in the luxury space. And so while each of these positionings is unique, the guest experience is differentiated, guests can expect a consistent baseline experience at our luxury properties. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about before I dive into the individual brand offerings and positionings, that no matter which of our luxury brand you're staying with, so whether it's a Waldorf Astoria, a Conrad, or an LXR, you can expect a elevated luxury service experience, luxury product and amenities, in addition to really amazing and unique experiences across the three brands. We're really committed to enhancing the guest experience in luxury. And it really something that exemplifies this is that last year we announced our partnership globally with Forbes Travel Guide to bring a new level of service excellence and quality assurance to our luxury hotels. And what does that mean, our Forbes partnership? Our aspiration for our three luxury brands is to have Forbes ratings across our portfolio because we know that this is a very trusted third-party source for luxury guests, meeting planners to look to really give a stamp of approval for our brands and our properties. So having said that, I'll start our individual brand portion with Waldorf Astoria. And to give you a quick brand overview, we of course sit in the luxury segment. Currently, we have 36 properties open across 18 countries. Our most recent opening was actually this week in the Seychelles. So a beautiful resort that just opened. And I will highlight that across our three brands, and I think I love that face that just came up on the screen. Um, Locations like the Seychelles, when we think about that, as well as other locations for our luxury brands, are particularly tailored to incentive, corporate board meetings, executive retreats, things of that nature are the types of meeting and events that our properties, I think, are really well suited to. And I think the Seychelles absolutely exemplifies that, as do many of the other properties that I'll show you. We have 28 properties in the pipeline. And when we think about where Waldorf Astoria sits, it really sits in that top tier of luxury. So when we look at our comps, it just to orient you within the market, we're really looking at Rosewood, Four Seasons, St. Regis, Ritz-Carlton, globally as our comp set for the brand. In terms of awards, I did mention already that we did take, for the first time, the brand took the #1 spot in the luxury segment with JD Power in North America, something we were thrilled to receive. 22 properties were recognized by Forbes in 2023, as well as 12 properties being recognized by Travel and Leisure in their World's Best Awards. We also have recognition from Condé Nast Travelers Readers' Choice Awards at 15 of our properties globally. And there are other numerous awards to mention. Always happy to share an award readout if helpful. But I think it's helpful to also understand who we're targeting with Waldorf Astoria. And this is our bullseye guest. This is by no means the only person who is staying with us, but this is who we're thinking about when we're designing our service, our experiences, the product at our properties. And so our target for Waldorf Astoria, we call them the prestigious connoisseur. This is someone for whom luxury is how they live their everyday life. So they're not looking for a hotel experience that asks them to behave differently or feels fussy. This is someone who's really well attuned to the world of luxury. And so they're expecting really high touch service that seamlessly addresses their needs, really sophisticated and elevated design, and offerings of really impeccable quality. And that includes everything, when we think about our spa treatments, the finishes in our guest rooms, the experiences we're offering on and off property. All of that should really be at that premium level because that's what this guest is expecting. And so, what are we as a brand? What are we offering to address the needs of that guest? We think of this as our North Star for Waldorf Astoria. What we're striving to offer our guests at all of our properties is effortless luxury, rooted in elegant service, delivering unforgettable experiences. And so, how does that feel at our properties, and how does that come across at a Waldorf Astoria in particular? We do this through creating what we like to think of as a refined haven. This is how we think of our design and architecture of our properties. We draw on our heritage of really timeless elegance with a modern sensibility to create properties where we know the prestigious connoisseur or a luxury guest or traveler will feel at home. Something important to mention is that underscoring this residential approach is a goal to always reflect a sense of place. Upon entering one of our hotels, we want guests to first recognize that they're in Beverly Hills or Beijing, Amsterdam, Los Cabos. The brand should come second. That does not mean that we don't have brand standards and a consistent offering. We absolutely do. But we really want whoever is at our properties to sense where they are, and the experience should absolutely feel tailored to that location. Service is critical in luxury, and Waldorf Astoria is no different. And our service pillar is sincerely elegant service. We like to say that we're masters in the art of hospitality. We've been doing this a really long time at Waldorf Astoria, and we are the ultimate hosts. And when you think about the best hosts in their home, they take your drink before you need to ask for it to be refilled. Your coat is hung up before you ask them. And that's what we want to do for our guests and meeting attendees at our properties, is give them this really effortless experience where we think of everything before they have to ask. And the last piece I'll mention is experiences at Waldorf Astoria should truly be unforgettable. We want every experience at our properties to feel like it could only have happened at Waldorf Astoria in that destination. Whether this is Michelin star dining featured at a meeting or event, or a family vacation where a child is traveling with their parents and in-room dining is made truly exceptional for that family. It really covers across the board of the guest experience. And so from a more practical level, what is the experience like at Waldorf Astoria? When we talk about meeting space, and these are minimums, it can range, but we look to have a minimum of 7,000 square feet of meeting space with a mix of ballroom, boardroom, and multi-purpose meeting rooms. Our guest rooms in North America tend to start at 465 square feet. Resorts are a bit bigger. I'll highlight food and beverage as our goal across luxury is really distinctive food and beverage and really destination dining. And so at Waldorf Astoria, how that comes to life is at a minimum a full service 3-meal restaurant, specialty restaurant. We have our lobby lounge as well as a signature bar. So a really robust food and beverage offering at all of our properties. Wellness, spas required at Waldorf Astoria. So you'll see spa, fitness, pool at all of our properties. And then all of the services and amenities I think you would expect in a luxury experience are at this property or at this brand, as well as across Conrad and LXR. Some things I'll highlight in room is our partnership with Frette for our bed linens, as well as our Aesop bath amenity partnership. I know Aesop is an incredibly popular brand, so that's something we always highlight. So moving ahead to 3 properties I would like to highlight. Waldorf Astoria Cancun is a beautiful resort that we opened in November of 2022, and I think this is a great one to share. This property has 5 food and beverage outlets, a beautiful destination spa at over 20,000 square feet, and meeting and event space, a really nice balance between both indoor and outdoor space. So taking advantage of that really stunning weather in Mexico, the location on the beach, meetings and events can really embrace both the indoors and the outdoors. And this is connected via meeting space to our Hilton all-inclusive in Cancun as well. So there is connectivity between the 2 properties. The Waldorf Astoria is not all-inclusive, but they are connected. The next property I would like to highlight is our Waldorf Astoria in Orlando because this property is coming out of a significant renovation. Full guest room renovation, suites, guest rooms, corridors, public spaces included. So our lobby, reception, Peacock Alley, the beloved Bull and Bear restaurant has been refreshed in a very thoughtful way. I think it maintains everything that people loved about it, but has really been freshened to meet a bit more contemporary. The spa has been touched as well, and there is grab and go coming because we know that's something that's important in this market. And so I think this is a great property to share. And this is actually one of the renovated guest rooms that you're seeing in the image. So it's really been updated, lightened, and brightened, and the property is looking beautiful. I was just there 2 weeks ago. The last property I'd like to feature for Waldorf Astoria is our upcoming Waldorf Astoria Costa Rica Cacique. This property is opening in November of this year. So you're seeing a rendering here. And this will be a stunning resort addition to the portfolio. Again, when we're thinking of incentive, corporate, board meetings, 148 keys plus a robust number of suites coming to this property. All of the rooms have ocean views, as do the public spaces. And the property really cascades down to the beach, to a private beach. So it's really beautiful. Again, there will be a destination spa here, including 11 treatment rooms. And so this is a really exciting addition to the brand, both from a destination perspective in Costa Rica and really just a beautiful resort. I'd love to move on to LXR. And as I mentioned, this is our newest luxury brand that we launched in 2018. And I'll start with a snapshot just to ensure everyone is familiar. We have 13 properties globally currently across 9 countries with 6 in the pipeline. And just to help orient you, LXR is our collection brand for luxury. And so when we're thinking of the comp set, we are looking at the luxury collection, leading hotels of the world, Belmond, Legend Preferred. So brands where the property identity is really unique and bespoke to the location. And that's really the star. And so that's the intention with LXR as well. It is, of course, also an award-winning brand. Multiple properties received Forbes recognition last year. U.S. News and World Report best hotel rankings included our Crockfords in Las Vegas, Hotel 1000 in Seattle, Oceana Santa Monica, Zebby Beach House in Anguilla, and the Biltmore Mayfair, among others. And what you're seeing on screen here is the Mango House in the Seychelles. This is a beautiful resort. It's a fantastic part of the brand. So in terms of who is LXR targeting? LXR is targeting who we like to call the intrigued adventurer. So this is someone who really likes the comforts of a luxury experience, but they don't necessarily want to sit back and relax. They're really passionate about exploring new places, trying new foods, and finding new adventures. They want to travel off the beaten path, but do so in a way that they still have luxury accommodations, luxury service when they get back to their property. They're not afraid to take risks, and they're not interested in what we call a cookie cutter experience. It should feel really unique to the destination and is something where they really want to get out and explore. They're not waiting for someone to really kind of show them around. And so what we are promising our guests with LXR is that it's independent and spirited, creating unique stories that celebrate the timeless pursuit of personal adventure. And what comes with this is really intriguing individual design. The design of each of the properties truly showcases the destination, in many instances, the history of the property, the heritage, and it really should exemplify where the property is. And this is really intended to be a really luxurious base from which the guest or the meeting attendee can explore. And so each property's design has its own pedigree, character, and story. Bespoke personal service is our service pillar. And really, the intention is that every interaction with a guest is treated individually, truly personalized, bespoke to that guest. Something that I like to share is, turned down as a brand standard, but how it comes to life is different across each of the properties because it shouldn't be the same in Bali as it is in London. And last is colorful characters and cultural experiences. The brand really celebrates the local area and really reveals the human side of hidden gems, adventures in the destination. And really, whether it's through a leisure vacation or a meeting or event, the goal is to create these really authentic and unique memories that are really full of rich stories of the people in the destination. And so how this comes across at our property experience, much of this you'll notice as I go through the three brands is very consistent from our luxury brands. So 24/7 concierge service, in-room dining, all of that you'll see consistent across our brands. But what I will highlight about LXR is because it is a collection brand and each property is truly unique, things like the bath amenities are really locally inspired and reflect the destination. But you'll see some consistent elements like our Nespresso coffee service in the guest room, as well as those service experiences that I mentioned. And a few properties that I would like to highlight, I would love to start with Zemi Beach House in Anguilla. This resort has 76 keys. This is a stunning property. You're looking over their pool at the white sand beach. And a really stunning spa here, I would say, is a highlight of the property. It's a 300-year-old Thai house that was disassembled and brought to Anguilla by the previous owner, and it's now where the spa is located. And so when we're thinking about truly exceptional destinations and really unique experiences, I think Zemi Beach House absolutely offers that. Next is Hotel 1000. This property is located in Seattle. It's just 2 blocks from the famous Pike's Place Market, if you're familiar with Seattle. And the hotel recently underwent a public space renovation with a reimagining of their lobby, a new F&B outlet. So those public spaces have been refreshed. And this property also features a spa as well as the 2 food and beverage outlets I mentioned. And the last property I would like to highlight for LXR is a pipeline property, actually opening this month on February 7th. This is Kalai in Waikiki. This is a beautiful property, and it has 462 rooms and suites, a beautiful spa, as well as 3 food and beverage outlets. I want to highlight that the resort will embark on a new chapter with a custom renovation by Brian O'Sullivan Studios, and that's scheduled to start in 2025. And so this property will evolve over time as that renovation takes place. And with that, I would love to move on to Conrad, and I'm conscious of allowing time for questions, which I think we should have plenty. And so, as I mentioned, Conrad is our bold contemporary luxury brand. We are in 48, I'm sorry, we have 48 hotels open across 23 countries. When we think about our comp set for the brand, we are looking at Park Hyatt, particularly for architecture and design, that truly contemporary art-focused approach. Sofitel as well for the emphasis on the destination, the art program, and JW Marriott, particularly from a meeting and events perspective. The brand is also award-winning. 21 of our Conrad properties were recognized by Forbes in 2023, 9 properties recognized by US News and World Report's Best Awards, and 9 properties also recognized by Condé Nast Traveler's Reader's Choice Awards. And so who are we targeting with Conrad as a brand? We are targeting a guest that we call the conscientious curator. And so this is someone who's a really sophisticated citizen of the world, and they enjoy immersive experiences that can help expand their knowledge. Ideally, this experience can help them to grow and learn. That's something that they're very interested in through their travel, is that opportunity to grow, to learn, and potentially to make a positive impact. In terms of what this guest expects, they are interested in more accessible luxury service, really the goal of which is to enable their own independent exploration. They're not waiting for someone to kind of wait on them at every turn. They're happy to navigate on their own, and it's our job as a brand to really enable them to do that. They're very interested in authentic and local food and drink and experiences and architecture that's very contemporary and stylish, which absolutely aligns with the Conrad brand. And so in terms of what our brand offers, our promise to this guest, our North Star as a brand, is that Conrad is empowering and bold, enabling guests to discover the destination and make a positive impact. And I think a great example of this is actually the image you're seeing on the screen, which is from our Conrad Maldives. This is their underwater restaurant. They also have an underwater villa at the property, but really connecting and immersing the guest in the destination truly. Bold design is our design pillar for Conrad. So in terms of what you can expect from the physical product at our properties, they feature really striking contemporary architecture and design. We're really not afraid to make a bold statement with Conrad. The key for us is that it's always grounded in a really well thought out approach. We would never do something shocking just for the sake of doing something shocking. The art program is incredibly important at our Conrad brand, and that's a way that we really infuse the location and the destination. And we're getting ready to launch experiences that help support that. Our service approach is purposeful service, passionately delivered. We genuinely feel that if we encourage our team members to bring their whole selves to work, what excites them about the destination? What are they really passionate about in their local city or their locale? They will create a guest experience that is that much richer, authentic, and reflective of the destination. And so, our goal for our team members is to infuse purpose and intention into every interaction and to really embrace their authentic selves so they can create really enriching experiences for our guests. We really empower our team members to do that. And the last pillar is experiences with impact. As I mentioned, our target guest is really interested in making a positive impact, in learning and growing and in enrichment. And that can absolutely happen during a meeting or a conference. Our properties around the world are doing amazing things. Conrad Maldives, as I mentioned here, they have a reef restoration program where guests can participate. And actually, after their stay, the property follows up with the guests to track progress of how the work they did is going. So it doesn't end at the end of their stay, it progresses afterwards. Solar cooking at Conrad Washington, D.C. is a great example. So how can we have minimal impact in our food production for events is some of the things that our properties are looking at, among many other ways that they're focused on sustainability and really limiting impact of things like meetings and events. And in terms of the property experience, we look to have about a minimum of 6,000 square feet of meeting space. Again, this can vary and absolutely go up from here, but these are the minimums we tend to look at. Of course, always featuring at least one ballroom, boardrooms, as well as multi-purpose spaces. I would highlight here for food and beverage, the minimum is a full service 3-meal restaurant, as well as a signature bar. And then market driven, many of our properties also feature a specialty restaurant, a feature bar, and spa is also something that varies by market. But otherwise, really consistent luxury service experience, as you have seen across the 3 brands when it comes to things like in-room dining, concierge, valet parking, dry cleaning. And I would highlight Byredo as our bath amenity partner here. We have had wonderful feedback from our guests about the brand, as well as Frate as our linen partner as well. And so to end, I'll walk through 3 of our properties. Conrad Nashville opened in July of 2022. This is a beautiful property located in the Midtown area of Nashville, very close to Music Row and to Vanderbilt University. This property has 3 food and beverage outlets. This is their lobby bar that you're seeing here. Really fantastic food and beverage at this property and gorgeous guest rooms. A really, I think, fantastic stay experience in Nashville. Conrad Tulum, Riviera Maya, so adjacent to the Hilton Tulum that I know Leonard mentioned. This property opened in early 2022, and I would highlight this is actually the view you see as you enter their lobby and you progress. Your view progresses across pools of water down towards the ocean. It's truly stunning. Destination spa here, 11 food and beverage outlets, really amazing food and beverage with really unique environments for each of them, and the guest rooms facing the ocean. It's a really beautiful property. And the last is Conrad Orlando. This property just opened this month. I was just there 2 weeks ago. This is still a rendering, but actually the Crystal Lagoon is that blue in real life. It's stunning. This property just opened this year. It's 433 keys. It is very close to Orlando or to Walt Disney World. It's part of a broader development called Evermore, which includes vacation homes, but our Conrad is the anchor resort to the top of a monumental crystal lagoon that you're seeing here, where you can paddleboard. They have little electric boats. It's truly a stunning location within Orlando. And you really feel like you are removed from some of the, I think, hectic atmosphere that can happen in Orlando. I would highlight the 5 food and beverage outlets. In terms of meeting space, really abundant indoor and outdoor meeting space, including a beautiful event lawn that overlooks that Crystal Lagoon and really takes advantage of the location. They have an amazing, it's called the Papaya Club Polynesian restaurant and bar. They are getting ready to open their rooftop Mexican restaurant that will have fireworks views. So this property offers so much, and it's a really contemporary and sophisticated take on Orlando. It feels very fresh. And with that, I will hand it back over for questions.
Thank you, Megan. We've been reviewing the chat here a little bit, and I think we had one question at the beginning. Who would you consider a biggest competitor in the AI market? And I saw that Leonard responded to that question saying that it's in the upper upscale space, Hyatt, Ziva, Zilara, or AM Resorts or Secrets are within that collection and would be that competitor. Are there any other questions that we have?
Any questions? Looks like you guys did a wonderful overview, really got into what people are looking for and why to choose these brands. Very nicely done. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having us, Pat. It's our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And thank you to all of you for all you do and for the industry. We're all in it together, and we appreciate your partnership.
Thank you to Leonard,
you.
Teddy, Megan. Appreciate everyone.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you all.
Thank you for
Bye.
your time, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.